What's good, everybody? We're back again. Question, I think, at the moment seems to be pretty big, right? Talk about Mr. Diddy, man, P. Diddy. What did you call him earlier?
Sean Combs. This is government. Puff Daddy, aka Diddy, P. Diddy, and then right before all this happened, my man was going by Brother Love, Brother Love.
The big question is, did he do it, or did he not?
It looks like he did from what we seen, man. That we seen him on video beating on Cassie like she was a rag doll or something, and
That's still so hard to watch, man. Through it all, that's still like, I've seen grown men do that to other grown men, but that's like to stomp somebody. You really mad at somebody.
Yeah, that's wild,
Somebody.
man. And the fact that he did it like that and they got caught. He did it at whatever hotel they was at, and he just, But they say, man, when you got that much money and power, you just feel invincible,
It's like you don't worry about. I mean, because he got like racketeering charges, sex trafficking, I believe, like 2 cases. But I think a question, at least for now, right? Cassie, one of the key witnesses, obviously Kid Cudi too. But let me ask you, I mean, it's not against the law to have a freak out party, right? Like, it's not against the law to have whatever sexual orientated gathering you want to have, right? That's not against the law.
Nah, that's been popping off for forever.
70s was hot with that, right?
Freak off is just a remix of an orgy. They just changed the name.
Yeah.
You know how it go.
So, with that being said, do you believe, because you know how I believe, that Cassie is innocent in all this, that she's just literally got sucked in and is not really part of anything except just being a complete prisoner to Diddy?
I don't believe that. Now, I believe she's definitely a victim of, abuse. We've
Sure.
seen that. I mean, I can speak on
Physical,
what I've seen.
yeah.
Yeah, physical abuse. How he did her was, man, terrible. But far as the whole freak offs and them getting together and, having sex with different people, like, I don't know. To me, it don't seem like that was like forced upon her. That, to me, I would say that's something that maybe he introduced her to, a lifestyle like that, and she just took a liking to it. And from what they saying in court, from them reading old text messages, she seemed like she was down. Like I can't wait to do another freak off, and so.
But like, at what point can it be something where people, manipulation is a real thing.
True.
We've
That's
been
true.
manipulated to believing people are good,
It's true.
right? But when you get into something like that, how far is somebody manipulated? It's kind of really beyond me, because maybe that's probably why I don't have a lot of people in my life, a lot of friends, because the minute I start feeling anything of that sort, that you can't just openly be you in front of me, that I think I'm being manipulated. Like, I'm very, very cautious of that, because it's happened. It's happened to most of us. But how far does manipulation go to where somebody's just like, I need to get out? Like how scared? And again, like I said, the freak offs, what is Diddy going to go down for, do you think? Like, the freak out parties was a big deal, but now it's not really. It's just like, oh, it's just an orgy now. It was always an orgy.
Yeah, right now, and that's what we waiting to see, because they saying sex trafficking, and, we haven't seen any evidence of that,
So far, yeah.
So far. So it's like, that's what's kind of throwing everybody for a loop. It's like, man, why is, I don't even understand. Well, I guess they're trying to paint the picture of, what she went through. Because I'm like, why are they even exposing everything they did sexually with different people and all that? I just feel like, she could have been manipulated. But I've never been a victim like that. So I can only speak for what I can speak for. Now, I would just wonder, how long does it take you to like realize, okay, I'm being manipulated? And then what type of people do you have in your corner, your family, your close friends, like before the music industry shit, just like your real people. And I'm sure she had to tell her best friend, her mom, her sister, or something that this was going down. And it's like, how long do you withstand that before you say, I got to get out of here? Now, 10 years seems like, I don't know. That seems like a long time. It would have to be
life-threatening to do it for that long.
Yeah.
Like, he looked at you and said, I'm going to take care of you if you ever. But then again, like, with all some of the stuff we're seeing, I just don't see a lot of resistance. But did he manipulate her into being that gullible? I mean, being a public figure, right? something just seems off when you can't recognize something. People, when they're uncomfortable, most of the time look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There was many times I saw Cassie and they looked pretty happy.
Let's go to the beginning. So she was with the dude Ryan Leslie, music producer. He's a genius or whatever, but he ain't no Puff Daddy level. Far as money wise, accolades, he's not that
Position, right?
So she cheated with Puff and ended up, I guess, leaving Ryan Leslie for Diddy. And so somebody could look at that and say, man, she kind of got into that on her own, like knowing that he could provide a lifestyle that very few people can provide,
Very few, yeah.
Now, that's not justifying him abusing her. I'm sure she didn't know that that's what she was signing up for.
Yeah.
But then when you get into that, there was times after she left Diddy alone in these text messages that are coming out when she's with the guy that's currently her husband now, and she's texting Diddy basically like I'm lost without you, I think is what it said. So almost like I miss.
It's like
being
proving a
with you.
character, right? I mean, because at what point that's what they're trying to do is trying to prove that she's not as innocent as everybody thinks, that she's just a victim. Of course, that's coming from Diddy's side. Most people who look at it go, it's a victimized woman. But at what point, how much was she victimized?
Yeah.
How much was she willing to give up of herself to live a lifestyle that Diddy was willing to provide if you followed along my blueprint of how I want my life to be? And again, like, I think anybody in a situation, unless you're just randomly captured by somebody you have no idea who put you in a bad situation, there has to be some accountability on both parts. I mean, she already left one guy for another, so they're proving the accountability of loyalty, first off. They're also proving the shift of being able to sexually go in from one thing to another. So they're proving a lot. But aren't we all guilty of stuff like that?
Yeah,
and they get sucked in?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can't ridicule her too much. Yeah, cheating,
No.
she cheated, but man, a
lot
lot of us cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that don't mean just because you left one dude and got with another dude, that don't mean you deserve to get beat on.
But that's what they're trying to show now. Is like, well, she's involved. Again, being freaky there's nothing against the law, but at the end of the day, it's like if you're drugged unwillingly, that's against the law.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of waiting to see. One thing that had me laughing was she said that Diddy, because we everything when the feds raided him, they had all that baby oil confiscated, and that's what we was all like, kind of like everybody was like, why so much baby oil?
We didn't know.
And she was saying that he just had a thing for everybody being shiny. She's like, soon as you got less shiny, he like, go ahead and put another bottle of baby oil.
How much baby oil?
Had me dying, dog. I'm like, damn, man.
Let me tell you what. Have you ever?
Hey, look, you remember back in the 90s, Bad Boy was known for the shiny suit era. So it's like
That was a true thing.
Yeah, that was a thing. It wasn't just the suits. He like, man, I gotta have my woman shiny. I need everything shiny.
I always wondered why Johnson & Johnson baby oil was never at risk during the pandemic. I get it now. Their sales were always consistently high.
Man.
Yeah. I loved all the mean. I'll tell you what a terrible time to be accused of anything or dragged through anything. Like, the internet is savage.
Oh, man. 50 Cent. When you be saying what 50 Cent be, 50 Cent he be taking Diddy out. I was gonna say the other word, but YouTube might censor us. But man, he be trolling them so hard, man. And it's funny because, man, a lot of people don't know 50 Cent actually wrote for Diddy back in the day, like before he became the 50 Cent that we know. I think he wrote the Let's Get It, the Black Rob, G-Dep. That Diddy's verse on that. I believe 50 Cent wrote that. But 50 Cent be having the ball, man, because it's like, some people
He
know.
said take a grown man shopping. He's like, I could buy my own stuff. Huh? I don't need you to. But I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, he's got some serious charges. But I also think that what we thought a year ago, or basically when a lot of this started going down, we were sure the entire industry was going down. We were pretty sure that Diddy was going down. Everybody involved, and now we see how small this case is. Really, it's still a big case. There's a lot less people involved than what I thought.
Right, and that's just the internet for you. Like, soon as it went down, everybody, oh man, everybody better be prepared. Everybody that's at them Diddy parties, you going down. Everybody was throwing Jay-Z's name out there. He was the first person that they were saying LeBron, and it's just like
We didn't learn anything from the Epstein case.
Yeah.
A lot of people on that list that are still
safe. And
So
it's
funny.
crazy, man, but it shows you how the world works, man. People can't wait. People are preying on your downfall. And like I said, Diddy's dead wrong. But I'm just saying, like, people that there's no evidence on none of these other people, these celebrities that supposedly, did things at these parties. And it's like, soon as it came out, everybody's like, oh man, boy, everybody's going down. Everybody, and it's like, man, come on.
Could
man.
wait. So update me about, or not update, even because there were some things going on with Kid Cudi, right? Like I'm not super familiar with the case. Like I haven't done a bunch of case studies and stuff, but I know charges and people involved. But there was some incidents with Kid Cudi recently, right?
Yeah, Kid Cudi was saying that Kid Cudi said he broke into his house and hurt his dog. I don't mean to laugh because
Wait, hold on. He broke into Diddy, or you're talking somebody broke into Kid Cudi's house?
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what Cudi said on the stand, and he blew his car up, which they said
At his house?
We've been hearing about that for a while. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So Diddy was. So one thing's for sure. One thing we can't say, like, I don't know about the sex trafficking and racketeering, but man, dude was definitely abusive and he was manipulative, like or controlling, should I say? Because I guess Cudi and her was, I don't know if that was after. I don't know, like the time frame, but to do that is like that right there would make you feel like she probably felt like, man, I can't leave this dude. Like I try to go with this dude and he didn't blew his car up, and it's
Good
like,
Lord.
I don't know, man. That's wild, man.
Well, there was a makeup artist. I believe it was Miss Morales. I can't remember. I think it is Mila Morales. And but she evidently had a bunch of injuries and stuff. She's a makeup artist. Like, so there was some violence there. I know he had an assistant to work like 100 hours a week. I hate to use this term, man, but slave driver, like with anybody that was involved and was very, man, it's like Calvin Candy if he was black.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy too, man. I never knew Diddy was on them drugs like that, like hard drugs. They was like, she said he OD one time. They was doing all type of, coke, everything. And Diddy
hard.
never, some celebrities you can kind of tell, like you can be like, they definitely be getting loaded. Like Diddy never gave them vibes. He always gave off them, I'm really about business, being on time,
Or
just
drunk, celebrating like at a drunk, like more of a normal sense,
Yeah, like to party, like you said, but like drink and, have fun. Like he ain't never give me them vibes like he was, on hard drugs like that. So that was a little shocking for me, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I'm blind or something, y'all might tear me up in the comments, but I ain't never feel like Diddy was, like that,
No, but for years, the speculation of some of the things were not new. Like, when I mean not new at all, there was speculation of him being either gay or bi, having, sex.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years.
Yeah, so like some of this stuff is not new to the people who have already heard it and somewhat believed it. Because you and I both know the industry, money, power brings you a lot of possibilities that should never be available to anybody.
Yeah,
and it's sad, but at the end of the day. So, what do you think initially? Like, what you think Diddy will be in jail? I think this case will probably carry out so long that he'll spend most of his time like doing through this and like time. So
get time served. They say that it's supposed to be over like real soon. So. Do you feel like he's gonna? What's your take? You think he'll be found guilty on anything, or you think he'll get like a slap on the wrist, or you think he gonna like go down and do some like real time, like kind of like R. Kelly's doing?
I don't think he's gonna do R. Kelly time, and it's only because I believe there's so many people that are involved. The R. Kelly case was more kind of internal, like there wasn't tons of people. The Epstein case. But I think when you have that many people involved, minimizing things is by eliminating people, problems, witnesses and stuff like that to minimize the case, and basically said, yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff going on. Yeah, he beat the crap out of that girl, but he's already been in prison for a year. I think, it's not the slap on the wrist, but yeah, he's guilty, but he's already spent time here, maybe a couple of years, even at most. He's got a lot of money. OJ got out.
So let me ask you this, I asked my partner this yesterday or a couple of days ago. So like his kids, of course, they standing by their dad, and his mother and all that. So if your brother, you got a brother. If your brother had these same charges and you actually seen video of him, beating on his woman the way Puff did Cassie, and all this stuff, the freaky stuff, like you said, that's, they grown people, they can do what they want on that.
It's not illegal. Yeah.
But do you feel like you would support your family member, your brother, or say your father or something? Do you feel like you would basically have his back and go to court and kind of basically be there rooting for him to win? Like, how do you feel like morally that would affect you? Could you ride with somebody that had the type of smut that Diddy got on his name?
I mean, talk about a question, right? Because first off, if I'm looking at it for perspective versus perception, right? I am his brother, so I'm going to look at it differently because I knew my brother in this term, but did I really know him? Would I stand by a family member? Yes, to a certain key, right? But am I going to hold you accountable? Am I going to tell you did wrong? Is it your fault you're sitting in here? Of course. Am I going to love you and help you and support you through making through this as long? Even at what point, if you rape a kid or something, man, I don't know. Cutting ties seems like the only logical. At that point, it seems like you're the devil's. You're not really part. But, just doing something that's considered wrong or illegal, nah, you have to really do something for me to say, I'm done with you and I hope you rot. Because, again, at what point, we can all make that mistake. We can all snap. And the fact that somebody goes, well, why did you do it? I just don't love you. I want people to still love me, but they don't have to agree with what I did, and they can tell me that I did wrong, because 9 times out of 10, I probably already know.
And if you really love me, and I like that answer, by the way, because I agree with you. That's where I stand with it too. But if you love me, man, you help me get some help. You know what I'm saying? You help a person get help that's clearly struggling with addiction, struggling with control, abuse. I mean, he's struggling with a lot of things.
Just leaving people's not the right decision.
Nah, and it also shows you, man, that everything that glitters ain't gold. As you've heard that saying forever. Like, I mean, it's like, dude,
could be baby oil.
This dude though is, he's a mogul, a legend, a hip hop icon. This dude has bought us, I mean, so many huge artists and records, and almost a billionaire, probably like, I don't know what his net worth was, but it's a lot of money, and man, for him to be going out like this, man, it's just a bad look, man. Do you think it will affect his legacy at all musically, or no, you think people will just overlook it? Or let me not even ask you, will it affect his legacy, but do you think he can say, if he doesn't do a lot of time, or he's free, you know what I'm saying, or acquitted, yeah, innocent, do you feel like he can continue on in the music industry, or do you feel like it's a wrap? He gonna have to go do something else?
You got enough money, man. I think he'll do whatever. I think at what point if he can't do it with the face of being Sean Diddy, P. Diddy Combs, I think he'll create his wealth through whatever, attaching himself to somebody else, being kind of, remember Papa John's, right? When all that stuff, went down, Papa John's didn't go down. He lost the business, and he had to, and he's still making money. It's not a thing. I just think he'll lose his face publicly, because I think a lot of people just go, yeah, man, like, we get it. You did some things, but you did that to my mom. You did that to my sister. You do that to my wife. You do my daughter. You're nah.
Do you see any celebrities standing with him when he gets out? Like,
Kanye.
Not with. Hey, Kanye already just said, like, hey, look, free Diddy.
Don't hate me when I say this, but this is what I feel like when I see Kanye. You know what I'm talking about? The German salute. That was silly, man. No, I see people going, we stand with you, but we're not standing by.
I mean, that's what I meant, standing by him. Do you see anybody being brave enough, like, say if he goes free and he wants to do a new album or a new song, do you see any top music, top people in the industry, top artists being like, a Dr. Dre or somebody like that being like, man, I'll produce it, or I can't see that either.
I see him grabbing hot new artists.
Yeah.
I do see that, or him building a team with his family. And
man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see him doing. I see him, only way he would do music, I think, this is just me personally, man, I think it would be like some gospel or something. Like, he'll probably get by a pastor and try to because he's gonna have to rebrand his whole image.
I don't think Mace is going to allow him to be assistant pastor.
Mace, like, man, you still owe me some bread.
You coming in, you better drop some off at the donation
Look,
plate.
Mace gonna have the collection plate out. Like, man, I need them royalties, man.
Hey, lock
I need
them
that
doors.
publishing.
Lock them doors. We need 20 grand before anybody leaves out of
here. Lock them doors, man. That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, we you know, for you know the victims in the case, for people that he mistreated and did wrong, is like, hey, man, our heart is out to you, you know. And for those, I'm gonna say this though, a lot of people that play roles in all of this, whether it's bodyguards, maids, people that were around and seen this type of behavior and that didn't step up and do nothing about it, like, you just as guilty as him, in my opinion.
The police says see something, say something. What happened? Everybody said we left before the party got freaky. Well, then who was at the party? Yeah. If everybody left before the party, like before the party got freaky and everybody's like, we all left. So there's nobody but Diddy. Diddy's having a freak out party by himself with his wife, Cassie, with all the baby oil.
Well, I guess, like I said, if it was just on some freaky shit, then that's cool. But these people that stood by and watched her get beat and mistreated like that, and then, you know, you got other allegations of that one dude, Lil Rod. He was saying that he got, you know, drugged up and knocked out and taken advantage of. So it's a lot of, you know, that type of thing going on. Where if that's the case, then, you know, hey, man, we'll see. It's still unfolding as we're, you know, doing this episode today. So we'll see how it goes. Y'all blow up the comments. Let us know what y'all think.
Did he do it?
Did he do it? And is he guilty of doing it? Because it ain't, you know, what you do or you didn't do. It's what can be proved. As we know that. So y'all let us know what y'all think. Do y'all think his legacy, does this tarnish his legacy? Do y'all think he can bounce back? Or do y'all think it's completely over? Let us know in the comments.
Peace.
Fresh.